Alright, in this video we gonna go and explore further HTML and CSS. Alright, so now that we learned the basic HTML, we learned H3, H1, a div, and we learned our ID. And now today we're gonna see I'm gonna quickly introduce you guys classes. Don't worry about classes, not like C# or PHP or any other classes. It's just a class, and so there is an ID. If you guys put a unique ID to anything, as we explained, this can have an ID on all of them, has to be unique ID. But with the classes, say if you guys can put a sidebar, but this class applies to a lot of these IDs, say id.class. So you guys can put a class by itself, it doesn't matter. You guys there can be many classes. Say this one can if you guys can put a div, and this div's got a class sidebar. So a lot of these divs can have a class sidebar, and when you guys do PHP and JavaScript, it's a lot easier to work with the classes and IDs. So this class is very important. So you guys can do this sidebar. Okay, we copy this, we put again our sidebar. We can have many classes that's the same name, doesn't matter. And you guys go in the CSS and you guys can apply your color. So with the classes, you guys has to put a dot. So far we learned that we put a hash, this one, with our ID. This is for ID, this is for ID, and with the classes you guys can put a dot. So just remember that. So it's a sidebar. Right, so we put a background. Our background is gonna be orange. Okay, now we're gonna see our sidebar and the background is orange, where the sidebar is coming. The reason it's not showing the sidebars, if you guys control U. Alright, so we can see our sidebar here, but it's not showing because there's nothing inside this sidebar. There is nothing to show. There is a structure there, but there is nothing inside. There is no border, there is no margin, there is nothing inside, so that's why it's not showing. Okay, so sidebar. Okay, so we put a sidebar. I'm going to introduce border as well. It says border. You guys can put a border top, our border bottom, our border left. So top color, this is all you can do. Radius, border top, say your border top, border top, border top. It says 1px solid. It means we want the solid, 1px solid, and we put it black, 0000000. So on our sidebar class, there you go. There is our class. That's the sidebar came in, and that's a solid 1 px. The top border. This is the top border for that class. Alright, so we can put a border. Border left 1px solid orange. So we put our border left 1px solid orange. The border left is not showing. Okay, so on our sidebar we put a width. Width is easy. we put 100 px, so our width is gonna be 100 px, and we can put a height as well. Okay, it says something else. So our border top is gonna be 100 px, our height is gonna be 100 px. Okay, so now our sidebar has got 100 px on here, so you guys can see that's the 3 that's got a border top. The border left is that's a border top, that's a border top for this one, this is the border top, so it's applied on these three classes. And the border, because border left is got a orange, that's what is orange is showing, there is orange here. Alright, so because we put a, you guys can play around, you can put a 300, but it's gonna show 300, no problem. That was your sidebar, so it's a 300, and it's very useful if you guys can learn this sidebar. If you guys go on the website, there is a sidebar saying sidebar 1, sidebar 2, or sidebar 3, then you can put your on your sidebar, class sidebar, you can put a file, you can put a p file 1 file. Okay, so we go on top and p, not o, p for home, and then we put a p notification. All right, so now we put our text inside. As you guys can see, it's got a home, file, and notification. It looks a little bit cool, yeah? Okay, so with our CSS, we applied that width is 300 pixels and height is 100 pixel. Our background is orange, which is showing, and our border top is solid, it's black, and you guys can put this one solid, F1 with the hexadecimal. All right, and you guys can see F1 is grayish, because you guys don't see its type of grayish. But if you guys go on your CSS hexadecimal color, dark violet, so you guys can choose this. Okay, copy, and you guys can paste it here, and that's what sort of border you guys get. Okay, and there is a border left, that's what you got, the guys got a border left. All right, the next one, we put a text align. There's a new one, so on the sidebar we put a text align, because we want our text align. Text align, we put a center, because we want all our text. Okay, that's, there you go, our text now is in center. That's how we do it, the text align. So in this video we learned our classes, and we applied our classes. We learned the width and height. You guys can put any width and height. You guys can put a 300 or 700 or 1000, whatever, but it goes to, I think, from 0 to 1000 pixel. And you guys can go height, and you guys text align center. So we background, we already know background, and we learn border top, border left, border bottom. You guys can put a border bottom, border right. You guys can even do border right, but if you guys can do border, it applies to all the borders. So we just put a border, and we see that it applies all to all the borders here. So because we are not specifying what sort of the border, so is it border left, but if you guys can put a only border, it goes to all around all 4 borders on top, bottom, left, right. So that's it. So that's it for this video. On the next video, we're going to start our own website. It's going to be like cool e-commerce website. So I'm going to show you bit by bit, because by now you guys should be confident to learn further, because we learned the border, and we learned the text align, we learn the classes. So we go further deep, we go dive deep and see how we're going to learn our cool new e-commerce website. And that's for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.